In prison, when we talked about getting a TV, we talked about getting it off the yard or getting it from property. Because you get it the right way from property, you had to have $220 for the 5-inch, and once they went to the 13-inch, it was about $250. You had to have that money on your books, you had to submit a form, then you had to wait a month, then you had to wait for property to call you down there and give you your TV. And there were these months-long spans where you couldn't get a TV because they were out of stock or there was an issue or the brand they ordered just wasn't working out. But you could always find a TV on the yard. This was somebody who was going home or who had bought it off the yard themselves, so it wasn't on their property, and they were getting transferred and they knew they wouldn't be able to keep it, or somebody who'd run up a drug debt or some other kind of issue where they needed money fast. So if it's pay $220 or $250 and wait a month and a half, or pay $50 and get it today, a lot of guys chose to get TVs off the yard. The problem is that they wouldn't then be on your property. So if you had a CO who did rounds every day and knew whether you had a TV or not, and so you show up with one, he'd probably shake you down and find out if it was on your property sheet. Or during annual lockdown, they would bring in the property sheets and check everything in the cell versus everything on the sheet. And if you had something you weren't supposed to have, they would take it and give you a charge.